Hello everybody, Ivor Chester here, your balance coach. Thanks for your time, I appreciate it. Today we're going to be talking a little bit about rehab. Now, if you're one of those perfect folks that have never done rehab, or you're in denial, or whatever your reason is, then I want you to understand that I'm not really talking about necessarily about just doing rehab as far as psych hospitals or day clinics or even just psychiatric care. Let me give you an example. If you look down my feed just a few minutes ago before I started this live video, I posted a few pictures and a video of Scout, one of my therapy dogs. Now, I've had therapy dogs since 1993. It's been a great thing. And I've seen how therapy dogs, how dog therapy, however you want to call it, has enlivened and enriched people's rehab since, again, 1993. People will tell dogs things that they won't tell people. People will do things with dogs, like hug and open up and embrace, that they won't do for people. They have the belief of complete unjudgmental love from a dog, and that's great. Scout was one of my best, and he still is a great therapy dog. But in October, and I've mentioned this in some of my other feeds, in October, Scout had a spinal stroke. And what was before a very active and a very alpha and a very outgoing dog, and he's a Cocker Spaniel if you look at the videos and pictures, or he's a Cocker mix of some type, definitely a Spaniel. He was all that and more. Then, with the stroke, he went flat. And I mean flat. I woke up one morning in October, I went looking for him to take him out with the other dogs, and he was in his cage, laying flat in his own urine and feces, and his eyes were wide with terror. Again, before was a very active dog, and then now was a dog that was unable to do what he was just used to do. Dogs, of course, don't have the level of reasoning that we do, so he just was clueless as to what had happened to him. Well, we took him to a few vets, a couple in one day, and then a few days later we took him to a third one, and they all said the same thing. Well, the dog's going to be dead in a matter of a few weeks because this just doesn't last, and the dog gets sick and he dies. And that was a horrific thing to say. And it may have been true, and it might have been true for other people or other dogs, and maybe even in most cases. But one thing I've learned about my family is we're not most families, and what most people would call average is not average for us. Not that we are above and beyond other families, it's just we're a bit pig-headed. We're a bit, we're going to find other ways. We don't necessarily take no for an answer. So my wife found through her connections, and who was a former internship director, she found a great alternative medicine veterinarian for pain management. His name is Dr. Strammel, and he's over near the Carrollton area, and he's a great guy. Anyway, we have been getting a lot of his Scout's physical abilities back. He still doesn't have the rhythm in his back legs because that's what he lost. He could not move from about the middle of his spine down. He became incontinent, and he was very scared. So with the therapy, which was acupuncture and underwater treadmill, which you can see, he started to get these physical characteristics back. And we got some wheels, Scout on wheels is what I call them. And with training and time and patience of my kids, mainly my son, and just taking him to work as well, he started to get something more back than just the physical characteristics, his walking skills back. He started to get his character back. He started to challenge the other dogs in a fun way. he would go out back and try and walk, and though it's certainly arrhythmical and looks like a drunk dog while he's out there, he runs and chases to the fence to try and get a squirrel, to bark at somebody walking their dog, to chase a bird. Before the stroke, I actually saw the dog catch a bird in his mouth. And so he was a very agile thing. He is starting to get his, not just physique back, but his internal belief systems back. Now, we're talking about a dog, but it is easy to transfer this belief system to humans. Why? Well, let's look at some of the basics. One, people who loved him, Scout, did not give up on him. Sure, we could have put him to sleep. Oh, he's not going to get better? Well, okay, put him down. Goodbye. We've got other things to do. What's your priorities? If people love you, you know you have more purpose because you have a belief system internally that says there are others that believe in me. Now, know this. If you don't have people around you that tell you that they love you, then you need to get better friends. And two, you need to know God, because God loves you. Next thing, Scout doesn't give up. He was a highly motivated, tenacious dog that would constantly test the limits. You'd be sitting in your chair and your arm would be dangling down to the side and you're listening to somebody or you're watching TV, and all of a sudden you'd feel him nuzzle your hand. Okay, nice dog. And then you get back and he'd nuzzle it again, and he'd nuzzle it again, and he'd nuzzle it again. He doesn't give up. Well, that served him well. That served Scout really well. We can call it stubbornness, call it what you want, but the dog doesn't give up. Do you? If a simple dog is getting results because one, people believe in him, and two, he doesn't give up, why can't you? Well, because I'm not just a dumb dog. Well, sure, nice negative talk, but I guarantee these things transfer very well to us humans. And finally, something else Scout had going for him was knowledge. Now, yeah, he's not aware of what underwater treadmills do. He's not aware of the science behind the acupuncture. But what he has surrounded himself with, what he is surrounded by, are people who do know. Okay? You don't have to have all the answers in life. You really don't. You know what you have to have? Other people. It's like when unbelievers come up to me and they go, well, how come this happened in the Bible? How come that? And you know, how do I know this and how do I know that? I'll say, I have no idea, but I bet you I can find out. Or I think I know where we can get those answers. You don't have to have all the answers. If this fear that you're somehow going to be put on the spot by other people, or that you're not going to be empowered or enabled or having what you need in life to go forward, or even just go to a party, you don't have all the right answers, you're enough. You're enough. The more people you surround yourself with, the more power you have, and that takes social handles and then social skills to be able to step into the life you really want. So, again, those three things that Scout has. One, he has people who love him. Do you? Two, he doesn't give up. And three, he has people who know what they're doing. Now, understand, we've never had a dog before have a stroke, but we knew people who did, and we posted this event on our page because we had friends out there, and we posted, oh my gosh, our dog is suffering with this, and we started getting insight from other people, and they started giving us some information and advice and things like that, and we picked and choose what we want. We took responsibility for what we chose, and we went forward, and it has been very successful. Is Scout really back to normal? Well, no, and he probably never will be, but he's really coming along quickly. So, in conclusion, Those three qualities are something that transfer to so much, be it business relationships, be it working with your neighbors, be it working on your own rehab. Now, again, if you're somebody who's been blessed, never having gone through rehab, and frankly, I believe going to rehab is a good thing, even if you don't have these huge diagnoses, because there's general information out there that is not being passed on, or people just don't know it because of the implosion of the American family and American society. Just basic common sense is starting to become rather uncommon. So in conclusion, get out there. Don't give up. Don't quit. Be a part of what's out there for you so that you can have better information, have better friends, and have better opportunities. All right? Tomorrow we're going to be doing this some more. Starting up in October, we're going to be having Zooms on Monday evening, the same time I was having my live seminars. Now we're going to be doing Zooms because of the success we have with that. We want to carry it over into the Zoom concepts. So be looking for that as well. I'm also on Instagram and Twitter at ivorchester3. And of course, you can find me at ivorchester.com, where you'll have lots more videos, and blogs are posted every Tuesday. And you're in the know. Until then, God bless you. Thank you for your time. We'll see you out there.